Kia ora everyone. A genetic disease called spinal muscular atrophy, or SMA1, takes the life of 6 New Zealand children every year. You may not have ever heard of it, but as many as 1 in 40 of us carry the gene. Children with SMA type 1 become progressively paralysed. There are no support groups or charities to support families because most babies die by the time they're 1. But you're about to meet a very special boy who is defying those terrible odds. And he's being helped by a new medical tool that can give him a quality of life that just a few short months ago would never have been thought possible. Here's Natasha Utting with a very personal story.
Look, here he is.
Here he comes.
Look at him. Meow. This is Ruben, still learning the difference between a whale and a seal.
Meow.
A seal. A seal.
Meow.
Unlike Ruben's brain, which is growing at typical toddler speeds, his muscles are not. He has a genetic motor neuron disease called spinal muscular atrophy, or SMA.
So when Ruben was born, he was normal birth weight, we had a normal delivery.
Hi everybody, my name's Rubes and I'm so cute. Here I am.
He just didn't move very much. He didn't move his body and he didn't move his arms and legs very much, but we just thought he was a really docile, placid baby.
Got a stinky belly button.
His mum is my sister Ursula. Ruben is my nephew. Hello babies.
Hello, birthday.
Hello babies. Hello babies. He can't sit up unsupported. He has never crawled and will never walk.
Can you see the giraffe?
Children with SMA1 are profoundly weak. They demonstrate that weakness before 6 months of age and they never sit, and because of that progressive weakness moving on to affect their breathing, these children generally die quickly, so there aren't that many of them in the community.
We were told that it's a fatal condition and that most babies die when they're 7 or 8 months old.
Tiger.
It was just the absolute worst moment of my life. And then I realised I'd have to tell my partner, which was really hard. Yeah, we went about the process of taking Ruben home and telling all our friends and family that we might only have months left with our baby.
Good boy. Good boy, Papa.
Ursula and partner Tony, Ruben's father, spent those next few months capturing memories for the future. There was no medical intervention.
Luxury for this man.
But the months passed and Ruben survived. We celebrated his first birthday.
Happy birthday, dear Ruby Papa. What's that? Happy birthday to you.
And then, late last year, he turned 2.
Happy birthday to you.
Ruben's strength meant the hospital's approach had to change.
At 12 months of age, he was still smiling and feeding and moving his arms and talking, and so it was then appropriate to be more interventional.
It's a first for Dr. Sia Sharp.
I've looked after dozens of children with SMA1 and he's the first that I've intervened with, so I think it must be 5% or less that would have his course.
Because while Ruben has continued to defy the odds on his own, he needs medical intervention to improve his quality of life.
Nervous for the little guy.
It's a big day for him.
Yeah, big day for him.
It's 7 a.m. at Starship Hospital. Ruben's getting ready for the biggest day in his young life.
So we've just been asked by the nurses to give Ruben a quick wash this morning and then scrub his back
Because Ruben doesn't have the muscle strength to keep his spine straight, it's severely curved. He needs surgery to correct it.
And what's noticeable is how hunched forward he is when he sits. You can imagine how his abdominal organs are being squashed here, and about how his lungs are being pushed up and forwards into this space.
So it will continue to curve if they don't operate.
It's kind of dangerous and scary, but on the other hand there's that kind of chance that you can't help but wonder whether it might make a really huge difference to him. And might add some years on his life. Hey?
Yep. At the moment Ruben can't even sit supported. He wears a harness when he's in a chair. And I'd like to see him sit up unsupported. I'd like to see him spend less time in hospital because he's not getting chest infections. And I'd like to see him not get a sore back and be in pain because it's curving.
But only now is such a goal even possible. Inside this packet are the rods that surgeon John Ferguson will be putting in Ruben's back. They're a brand new invention using pioneering medical technology. The device John is holding is essentially a magnet. He'll be able to use this magnet on the outside of Ruben's back to lengthen the rods on the inside.
Within the rod there's a magnetically driven motor, and then we have an external magnet that we can decide to lengthen him by 1 to 4 millimetres at any one time.
Children with scoliosis, a curvature of the spine, normally face invasive operations every 6 months of their lives. Surgeons have to cut them open to manually lengthen the rods as the children grow. Ruben's body would never cope with so many operations. But these magnetic growing rods mean Ruben will only need one surgery to put the rods in, and that's it.
So they're hooking it onto his rib cage, and then they're going to screw it into his actual pelvis bone, not his spine at the bottom, because his back is very, his skin there is very, very thin because he's got no muscles. So they don't want big yucky screws sticking out being sore at the base of his tailbone.
He's only the 6th child and the youngest to have the surgery in Australasia.
And the difficulties with Ruben really relate to his size. I mean, he's only 11 kgs. So we have to be very careful not to lose any blood.
I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening and underneath the moon.
It's risky, but really Ursula and Tony had little choice.
It was either, you know, leave him be as he is and he'll just get more and more curved really rapidly. They said he'll be in pain and just won't be able to breathe eventually. Or we give this a shot, so...
Yeah, give the operation a shot.
Yeah. I love you, honey. I love you, you are a cutie. Yay! Yay, Mama.
Yay!
We'll go into pre-op, and the pre-op nurse will check him in.
The operation's only an hour away.
Yeah. Oh, I think maybe they're about to go.
Bye-bye.
Just 3 hours later...
We had a good day. You know, we got everything we wanted to do done.
And a new, straighter Ruben is in recovery.
You can see how much straighter and taller he is. And he's probably grown 4 to 5 centimetres in terms of sitting height just today.
Wow.
Well done.
5 days after the operation, and Ruben is sitting up in his chair.
Well, when we first put him in this chair, so we've got this head support, and it was still down where it was before the operation, and it's had to be moved up almost sort of 10, 15 centimetres.
His spine isn't the only thing now with room to grow.
Num. Good boy, you hang on. And we can see the difference in the shape of his tummy as well, which is quite rounded and sort of squashed down. Obviously now it's all kind of straightened out. So you can kind of see what a big difference it's going to make for all his little body organs and everything that are normally squished.
Hello. To his auntie Natty, he looks like such a big boy all of a sudden. He looks like a 2-year-old.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
Okay. Sit there. Here we go.
Oh wow. That is so cool.
3 months on, and Ruben's learning to use his own motorised wheelchair. He's also getting to know his new little brother, who doesn't have SMA.
It's like, wow, thank goodness we did that, because he's finally recovered and he has grown about, you know, sort of 12 centimetres, and he's got a dead straight torso and back, and he just looks amazing.
Ruben will be back at Starship every 6 months to get lengthened, no operation necessary.
As he grows, they grow with him.
And they'll drive his growth a little bit as well.
Gosh.
It may be just 2 millimetres at a time, but for every extra day it gives him comes a gratitude that is immeasurable.
He's always been just an absolute treasure. There's just something about him that kind of shines. Yeah, he's just such a treat. He just makes me smile, you know, 100 times a day.
So I don't know what his life expectancy is now, and I like that.
Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Oh, good
boy.
Anna Burns-Francis reporting. Finally tonight, we would really like to remember a little boy who was very special to us here. Back in January, our reporter Natasha Utting did a story about her nephew, Ruben. You may remember it. As a baby, Ruben was diagnosed with a rare and incurable genetic disease called SMA. Children with type 1 SMA become progressively paralysed, and most babies die before their first birthday. But Ruben was a bit special. At 2.5, he really seemed to be defying the odds. Sadly, last week, Ruben caught a cold, and this morning, he quietly passed away. Our thoughts are with Ruben's family. We'll leave you tonight with a brave and much-loved boy.
Look, here he is.
Here he comes.
Look at him. He's always been just an absolute treasure. There's just something about him that kind of shines. Yeah, he's just such a treat. He just makes me smile, you know, 100 times a day.